Hey guys, so today we're going to be installing Grav CMS on Ubuntu. For this tutorial we're going to be using nginx as our web server, but feel free to use any server you'd like. So first we need to go ahead and set up our environment for Grav. Grav doesn't really require much, it requires a web server and PHP to get running. So we're going to go ahead and install PHP and its modules here. Most of these modules are already installed with PHP, only two are actually not included, and these being GD and curl. So we're going to install these modules using this command, and while you're typing that in and while it's downloading and installing everything, I'm going to quickly go over what everything does and what it is. So PHP, of course, is our language. This is what Grav uses. We need this, strangely enough. PHP CLI is a command line interpreter for PHP. This is super useful as it allows us to test out our PHP files using the command line. Then we have PHP FPM, which stands for Fast CGI Process Manager. This scales PHP processes based on load from our web server, in this case nginx. And then we have PHP GT, which is a graphic manipulation library, which allows us to manipulate graphics and images directly from PHP. And finally, we have PHP curl. PHP curl allows us to download files with a variety of different protocols from a variety of servers. Okay, so now that we have PHP and its modules installed, let's go ahead and get our web server installed. We're using nginx here, and you can use any web server you'd like really, but I chose to use nginx here because it's fast and works well out of the box with Grav. We're also going to go ahead and install git, which we're going to use git itself to download Grav, and then Grav uses git to install plugins and themes from GitHub. Okay, so now that we've installed all the dependencies for Grav and we've now set up our environment for Grav, we're going to go ahead and actually download Grav itself. So go ahead and navigate to the directory directly above your web root. In nginx's case, this is going to be user share nginx. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and remove the web root using sudo rm -rf html. This will remove the web root, and we're going to go ahead and replace that with Grav. So go ahead and run sudo git clone, and the link is there on screen, and it's also in the description down below if you don't want to type all that out. If you run this command, what it'll do is it'll go to Grav's repository on GitHub, and it will download it into a folder called HTML, which is our web root. Now that we've cloned Grav into the folder, we can go ahead and jump into that folder with cd-html. Now that you've done that, let's go ahead and install Grav's vendor dependencies. After you've done that, let's go ahead and install Grav's plugin and theme dependencies. So now we're going to go ahead and set up our permissions. This is a bit of a complex topic, so make sure you type the commands out properly. And if you don't trust yourself to do that, go ahead and copy them from the description below and enter them into your terminal. I'm just going to quickly go over what these do. So the first command changes the ownership of the directory we're in and all the files and directories within it. After that, the next four commands are going to search for files matching the parameters they are given and set the permissions accordingly. If you're actually interested in exactly what this is doing, the documentation for troubleshooting permissions goes into more detail on this set of commands. And finally, we use umask to set the file permissions for all future files and folders. So we're almost there. We just have to do one more thing, and that is configure nginx itself. So Grav ships with a set of web server configurations already in it. So we're going to go ahead and modify one of those and then put it as our default configuration. So go ahead and navigate to the webservers-configs folder. And then once you're in there, go ahead and open up the nginx configuration file in your favorite text editor. We're going to be using Nano here, and if you don't know what to use Nano. It's pretty easy to use. So now that you have this file open, you should see this config file. We only need to edit two things in here, the root and the server name. So go ahead and change the root to our web root, which is user share nginx.html. And then go ahead and change the server name to your web address. If you are using localhost, if you're developing on your local machine, go ahead and leave it as localhost. If not, go ahead, put it as your domain name or your IP address. Once you're done with that, go ahead and hit Ctrl+X, hit Y, and then hit Enter to save this file. Now we're going to go ahead and overwrite the default nginx configuration and put our edited file in its place. We're going to do this by using sudo cp nginx.config, and then the directory we're going to put it in is ect nginx height available default. That's the file we're going to be overwriting. Once you've gone ahead and done that, we're going to go ahead and restart nginx itself. So now Grav should be installed, guys. Congratulations on getting it installed. I hope this was quick and painless for you. Check out the documentation for a basic tutorial on how to use Grav, which can be found at learn.grav.org. That's also linked in the description. If you have any problems, go ahead and let me know by commenting below or tweeting me at gsumster. I hope this was helpful. If you're looking for more tutorials on Grav, I'm going to be doing some more in the future. So definitely subscribe here and follow me on Twitter if you want to get updates on when those come out.